Hello, my name is Francois and welcome to my channel, Yoga Total Fitness. Today we're going to do a quick routine for strength and flexibility, so if you're ready, I'll meet you on your mat. We're going to start in a tabletop position, so you can come down to your hands and knees. Make sure your hands are directly below your shoulders and your hips directly below your knees. Spread your fingers wide, back nice and flat, belly pulled in. So we're going to make a figure 8 with our bodies. So you're going to push your hip to the left, move it around into your left shoulder, lean forward, move it around, come back into that left hip. Then you're going to just move in a figure 8 like that. Rolling your spine from side to side, we're loosening our shoulders, we're loosening our hips. Make sure to breathe normally through your nose while you're moving. Okay, and to the other side, so push your right hip back, go into your shoulders and move your shoulders the other way around. Just try and find some type of coordinated movement here. Sometimes it takes a bit of practice to get your figure 8 going. Make sure to lean nice and forward over your hands to warm up your wrists. Make sure to not collapse your shoulders. Push into your hands to make sure you're pushing your shoulders away from your ears. Alright, stop on tabletop, same position, shoulders and hips stacked above your wrists and the knees. We're going to move cat cows, so you're going to exhale, round your back, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, in, exhaling all the way, rounding your back. Inhale, arch your back, lift your chin, lift your tailbone, inhale completely, and exhale through your nose to round your back for cat. Inhale for cow, we're going to go a little bit faster. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Arch your back, lift your chin. Exhale, rounding your back, tucking your chin and tailbone. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Stop on tabletop position. Now what are we going to do? We're going to make spinal waves. So you're going to sit back with your hips, round your back, move forward over your hands, bend your elbows slightly, lift your tailbone, push back your hips, coming up, rounding your spine, and just find your movement here. Make sure to push your hips back, round the spine, bend your elbows, arch your back when you're moving to the back. Any type of coordinated movement is fine. We're just trying to warm up our shoulders and wrists, spine, your hips. We're just building some heat in the body, as they say. You can stop on tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your knees off the mat for high plank. Shuffle your feet slightly back until your shoulders are above your hands. Make sure to slightly round your upper back, pushing into the floor to round your back and making sure your shoulders are away from your ears. Navel pulled in and pedal out your feet. Push back your heels one by one, stretching your hamstrings. You can keep your shoulders above your wrists and just push back with your heels one by one. Okay, push your hips back for down facing dog. Okay, your knees slightly bent. Heels might be lifted off the mat. Make sure to bend your knees enough to make sure your back is nice and flat. You should form a straight line from your hands to your shoulders to your tailbone. Push into the mat with both hands, fingers spread wide, belly pulled in. And we peel out our legs. Push the heels down towards the mat one by one. We're stretching our hamstrings. And we're building some strength in our shoulders. So keep that arms active. Lift your left leg for a three-legged dog. Make sure your hips stay square. Bend your knee. And we're going to make some circles with our hips. So you lift that knee, bring it around. Five to the front and 5 to the back. Take that left leg, cross it over your right leg by above your knee, knees to the mat. Sit back on the mat for cow face pose. This is a difficult seated position, so everyone's will look different, so come into the pose as you can. Lift your right hand, reach behind your back, bring your left hand around your back, trying to reach that right hand. They don't have to touch. And inhale, lift your chest. Breathe in and out through your nose. We're just going to stay for 5 breaths. Exhale and bring your hands down to the mat. Walk your hands forward. Lift your hips and push back into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg, keep your hips squared, bend your right knee, and we're making hip circles, keeping your hips squared. You lift your back knee and bring it out and around. 4 to each side. 5 to each side. And to the back, so you're going to bring your knee to your chest, bring your knee out, form a circle, bring it back, push back to your chest. Okay, cross that right leg over your left leg above the knee, sit down on your mat. Come into that seated position best you can. Left hand up and reaching down your back. Right hand reaching up your back from behind. Inhale, lift your chest, sit nice up and straight. Breathe in through your nose, belly pulled in. If your hands can reach each other, you can bind them. Exhale, release your arms. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Push back into downward facing dog. Lift that right, left knee for three-legged dog again. Your foot flexed. Bend your knee. Bring your knee to your chest. Lean forward. Place that left foot in between your hands. We're going to raise our hands up for warrior pose. Exhale and bring your arms down into cactus arms. Just going to stay in the position. Make sure your legs are nice and firm. Pushing your hips forward. Keeping your legs active. Your belly pulled in. Stay for 5 breaths. And exhale and bring that back knee down to the mat, keeping your toes tucked. Lean forward, staying in cactus arms. We're going to inhale and lift the arms up. Exhale and bring it down with some closed fists, pumping it down. 2, 3, 4, lift high and down. One more, and exhale as you bring them down. Keep your arms in cactus arm. Push forward with that knee. Lean back, open your chest. Place your hands back on the mat, front foot, lift that back knee. Lean forward and lift your back leg. Straighten your left leg. Finding your balance. Flexing your back foot. And inhale and lift your arms up for warrior 3. Keeping that left knee slightly bent. Find your balance. And we're just going to hold here for a few breaths. Your belly pulled in. Bring your hands down to the mat. Right leg back down to the mat. Come into a high plank. Bend your elbows. Keep your elbows tucked to your sides for chaturanga. Drop all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale. Lift your chest for cobra pose. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale as you lift your chest. Tuck your toes. Drop your chest slightly. Push back into a high plank. Push your hips back onto down facing dog. Just going to stay for 2 breaths. We're going to do our right side. Lift that right leg. Keep your foot flexed. Bend your knee. Bring your knee to your chest. Lean forward and place that right foot in between your hands. Inhale and lift your arms for warrior pose. Exhale, bring your arms down into cactus arms with fist closed. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, bring them down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down with firm arms. Exhale and drop your left knee to the mat. Lean forward with that right knee. Open your chest. Feel the stretch in your hips. Feel the strain in your arms and your shoulders. Breathe in and out through your nose, belly pulled in. Exhale and bring your hands to your front foot. Inhale and exhale through your nose. With an exhale, lift your back leg for warrior 3. Keep that right knee slightly bent. Lift that back leg parallel to the ground. Inhale and reach your arms up. So you should form a nice straight line from your hands. Cross your back all the way to your foot. Just going to stay here for a few breaths. Try and find your balance. Firm that right leg. Grip the mat with your toes. Exhale and bring your hands down to the mat. Place your left foot on the mat. Step back with your right foot into a high plank. We're going to do chaturanga. So from high plank, bend your elbows, keep your elbows tucked to your sides, drop all the way down to the mat very slowly. Untuck your toes. Inhale for cobra, rolling your shoulders back. Keeping your legs nice and firm to protect your lower back. Breathe in and out through your nose. Drop your chest slightly, untuck your toes. Push into high plank and straight into down facing dog. We're going to stay in down facing dog just for 1 or 2 breaths, just to give our bodies a quick rest. Make sure to still press into the mat with your hands. Your knees slightly bent, your heels off the mat. Okay, lift your left leg for 3-legged dog again. Foot flexed, hips squared. Okay, this time we're going to keep it straight. You're going to open that left hip and swing that left leg and keeping your leg straight and try and place it next to your hands. And from here you're going to inhale and move directly into warrior 2. So you're going to flip that back heel down to the mat, pivoting to a 45-degree angle, and lift your arms into warrior 2. That front knee directly above your heel. Your hands stretch out to the front and to the back. Inhale and exhale through your nose. Flip your front palm, exhale, lift that hand up. Reach it up towards the ceiling while the right hand is reaching back to your right thigh. You can turn your gaze towards your back foot or to your hand. Inhale and exhale through your nose. Windmill your hands down into a high plank. Bringing your hands down to the mat, stepping that left foot back. From a high plank, you're going to bend your elbows for chaturanga, slowly dropping all the way down to the mat. Down, tuck your toes. Inhale, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back. Firm your legs. Exhale, lower your chest slightly, tuck your toes, lift off the mat, pushing into down facing dog. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale through your nose. Lift that right leg. Swing it out to the side. Keep it nice and straight. Try and plant it right next to your right hand. And we're going to lift into Warrior Two. Reach forward and backwards with your hands extended. Keep your gaze over your front head. Flip that front palm. Reach up towards the ceiling as you drop your left hand down towards the back leg. Keep your gaze either at your top hand or down towards your back foot. Inhale and exhale through your nose. Keeping your legs nice and firm, your belly pulled in. Windmill your arms down. Come into a high plank. Step back with that right foot. Bend your elbows for chaturanga. Keeping your elbows tucked to your sides. Drop into the mat very slowly. Tuck your toes. Inhale and lift for cobra pose. Lower your chest slightly. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees off the mat. Push back into down facing dog. We're going to stand down facing dog for a few breaths. Make sure your knees are bent and your back nice and straight. Pushing into the mat with your hands, forming a straight line from your hands to your shoulders, to your tailbone, your belly pulled in. Lift your left leg for a three-legged dog, keeping your foot flexed. Bend your knee, bring your knee to your chest, lean forward and place that left foot in between your hands. Drop your right knee to the mat for low lunge. And tuck your back toes. Lift your chest, hands on your hips. Push that knee forward, pressing your hips towards the ground. Place your right hand on the mat. Left hand pushing into your left knee to open that left hip. Okay, so from here we're going to move into a Cossack squat. So you're going to release that knee, bring it back to center. Lift your back knee off the mat. Pivot your back foot so it settles on the inside of your foot. Both feet facing forward. Maybe let's just change around. So when you're in a Cossack squat, both your knees and your feet should be facing forward. That left foot can be at a slight angle or facing forward, and the foot of your right leg, toes facing up. Sit back as far as you can. If you have to, you can sit back on a yoga block just to give you some support. Okay, so from here, you're going to inhale and try and lift your chest, bringing your hands to your heart. Inhale and exhaling through your nose, keeping that right foot flexed. If you're sitting on a yoga block, try and keep as little weight on as possible to use your leg strength to keep you balanced. Straightening your back as much as you can. Inhale and exhale through your nose. Okay, you can use your hands for support. What we're going to do is we're going to straighten this left leg for reps. Okay, so we're going to place our hands on the mat, straighten that right leg until you come into a wide leg standing position. Then we're going to exhale, come back into the Cossack squat. You can use your hands to support yourself. That's 1, 2. So that left leg is going to pivot up and down. You can do this very slowly at your own pace. 2, 3, let's do one more. And 5. Come back into the Cossack squat. Turn to the back of the mat. Your left foot pointing forward. Right hand on the inside of your right foot. We're going to go into extended side angle pose or revolve side angle. Inhale and lift your left arm, twisting your body, starting the twist in the lower part of your spine. Inhale and exhale through your nose. Keep your belly pulled in, keeping your legs firm. Okay, so from here you're going to try and move into a side plank. If you have to, bring that other hand back down to the mat. Stack your feet on top of each other. Reach that left arm up, gazing either down at the mat or up at that left hand. Push hard into that right arm and bring your left arm down to the mat for high plank. Bend your elbows for chaturanga, going all the way down to the mat. And tuck your toes. Inhale to lift for cobra. And exhale for down facing dog. Okay, we're going to do the right side now. Lift your right leg. Keep your foot flexed. Bend that knee. Bring your knee to your chest. Lean forward. Try and place that right foot in between your hands. Inhale. Lift your hands up towards the sky. Slowly drop your back knee down to the mat for a low lunge. Bring your hands down to your front foot. That right foot, roll it over onto the outer edge and push into your knee with your right hand. I'm going to stay for a few breaths. Opening that right hip. Now you're going to move into your Cossack squat. Maybe let's just change size again. I was pushing into that right knee. So bring both feet facing forward. Left foot, toes facing up. Using your hand for support. Remember what I said. You can sit back on your yoga block or even two for support. Okay, so firm your legs nicely. Back nice and straight. Inhale, bring your hands to your chest. Inhale, exhale through your nose. Okay, now we're going to do 3 reps. So using our hands for support, we're going to straighten that right leg. Exhale as you drop down to the mat. Using your hands to catch yourself. Left leg, toes pointing up. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Come up all the way, toes pointing forward. Exhale, bend that right knee, pushing that right hip back, lifting the toes of that left leg. Inhale, standing into wide leg stance. Exhale, go back down to the mat. All right, we're going to do one more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, squat down. Okay, from here we're going to turn our bodies to face the front of the mat. Your left leg on the inside of your right leg. We're going to do extended side angle pose or revolve side angle. Put your belly in, twist, reaching your right hand up towards the sky. Legs nice and firm, twisting from the lower part of your spine. We're going to come into a side plank. Using your hand for support, bring that right leg and stack it on top of the left. Find your balance. Inhale, lift your right arm towards the sky, keeping your gaze down, or at the lifted hand, try and hold it for a few breaths. Exhale and bring that right arm back down to the mat for high plank. Exhale as you lower for chaturanga, keeping your elbows tucked to your sides. All the way down to the mat, untuck your toes. Roll your shoulders back as you inhale for cobra. Exhale, come down to the mat, tuck your toes, lift your hips, push them back into down facing dog. Take deep in and exhalations through your nose, keeping your belly pulled in. Forming a nice straight line from your hands to your shoulders to your tailbone. Exhale and drop your knees down to the mat. Untuck your toes, push your hips back for child's pose. Keep your hands extended in front of you. Relax your body. Rest your forehead on the mat. Actively reach forward with your hands as you sit back on your heels. Breathe in and out through your nose. Inhale and come onto all fours. Lie back down on the mat. Bend your knees. Bring your knees to your chest. Wrap both arms around them. Lift your head slightly, bringing your forehead to your knees, keeping your neck relaxed. Pulling your knees to your chest. Breathe in and out through your nose, using your core muscles to keep your head lifted. Your neck should be totally relaxed. Use your arms to pull your knees tight into your chest. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Exhale and extend your legs behind you. Arms by your sides. Your palms facing up for Savasana. Close your eyes, relax your body. Starting from your toes, you can feel your feet falling open. Totally relaxed. Relax your legs. Relax your hips. Breathe normally in and out through your mouth or nose. Drop your shoulders down to the mat. Totally relax your jaw, your neck. Only focus on your breath. Inhale and come into a seated position. I hope you enjoyed our practice together, and I'll see you tomorrow.